Now, how do you look at Dom, like Dirty Dom Mysterio? This guy came in
I
and
look at
everyone's
him like this.
don't take my words, little. Though you think about it, and when he came in during the pandemic with being the son of Rey Mysterio or Eddie Guerrero, depending on what time frame you want to live in, and yet here we are in today's world. He is no longer looked at as, hey, that's Rey Mysterio's son. That is Dirty Dom. Like that is a whole different aspect to him. You're in the ring with him. You experienced him. What is it like? Because it feels like right now he puts a mic in his hand, everyone boos him. Raw, NXT, SmackDown. I know it's about you, but he recently main evented Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, and that's the only person who's ever done that in the history of the WWE. Now, how do you feel being in the ring with him?
In a way, honored. I'll say that. I've gone on record before to be man enough to say he deserves his kudos. Like it's very, very difficult to grow within this business, and to have the pressure of being a living legend's son, and then to be brought in borderline at the top of the crop, and have to live up to expectations, thrive and stand out on your own, and then find a way for you to stand outside of your father's shadow. It's very difficult. Like as human beings, we do that growing up with our fathers. Can't imagine doing it under the limelight of the entire world. So for him to grow and expand upon himself and become what he is today, I gotta tip my hat to him if I was wearing one. But at the same time, I feel you could have done it in a different way. You didn't have to necessarily go to the level of disrespecting your father, spitting on his legacy so that you can create your own. But in the process, he's building his own legacy. Like you said, when people hear Mysterio, they know of Ray, but they also now know of Dirty Dom. So
Yeah,
I feel that he's definitely taken the steps necessary for him to separate himself from his father's shadow, and is starting to prove that he can stand on his own. Well, when he has the crutches of the Judgment Day. But he is at least able to stand on his own outside of his father's shadow.
of course. And I do enjoy the Judgment Day, obviously, but I was in London for Money in the Bank, and I asked Damian Priest about Bad Bunny, and he whipped a T-shirt at my face. So, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. That did blow up, and TMZ did pick that up. So, you're welcome, Damian Priest. You are welcome. Now, for many years, NXT was having an event, say on a Saturday, and then the WWE Raw and SmackDown would have a pay-per-view the next day. We have July 30th is Great American Bash. Then a week later, on August 5th, you have SummerSlam. Now, for a long time, people would compare NXT to main roster and be like, oh, well, that event was better. How do you feel going into this? Is there a chip on the NXT roster shoulder being like, yeah, that's SummerSlam, but we're going to show you up on the Great American Bash July 30th on NBC's Peacock?
I mean, we have that mentality no matter who we're going up against, because we have that mentality when we're going up against each other. On a day-to-day basis, we have a very healthy amount of like healthy competition between each other. When we see somebody else progress, it pushes us to want to progress as well. And as we are all starting to make waves in our own different way, we're all realizing that we're contributing to a great product, which is NXT. And from start to finish, everybody has that mindset of let's tear the house down and create something that is so unique that they cannot compare it to other stuff. It's a standalone thing. So, in regards to comparing shows between NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, they're all their own different beasts,
Mm.
but they all are great. And if you take the time to analyze, separate yourself, and really dive into what they are, they're beautiful masterpieces.